Hi, I'm Simon. This is Lily. Thanks for joining today's class. Today's class will be exploring Bakasana, the crane pose, and also handstand. And some of us, we can practice pressing to handstand from crow pose and also from the ground. We'll give you some standing poses to complement, and also Chaturanga, because this is really one of the key poses to help us in today's practice. Let's begin. We're going to start a comfortable cross-legged position. You can sit on a blanket or on the ground. Take a moment to settle. You can just rest your hands on the knees. Take a deep breath in and gently close your eyes. And you can think of your heart nice and wide open, like the sun. Keeping the eyes, the internal gaze soft, and gazing softly between the eyebrows at the third eye center. You can follow the breath, the inhale and the exhale, and you can add the mantra of so for the inhale and hum for the exhale. So inhaling so, exhale, hum, just to find a nice steady rhythm and bring your mind and your breath and your body into a meditative state, a state of unity, synchronization. So, hum. Bring your hands together at the heart and bowing to the light at the heart and light in others. So namaste, a greeting, and lifting your hearts and opening your eyes, taking a deep breath in and exhale. Great. And let's begin. Let's move the blankets aside, and we're going to go right into downward facing dog. So placing your hands at the top of the mat, lifting up and stretching. And we can pedal the heels down slowly. Right? Everybody has their own natural rhythm of warming up. You can also shift your hips from one side to the other to warm up the sides of the body. Okay. Find this wave motion through the spine. So inhale, lifting up, rolling forward, chin to chest. Try to find movement through all the vertebrae. And then on the exhale, slowly bend your knees. Without the knees touching the ground, you're just going to hover the knees and then move your hips back, press down, hips go back, and then rolling forward again. And we'll create a repetitive wave motion. Heels down, you energize your legs. Hips go up, one more time, rolling, and you isometrically, imaginary, you hold a block between the thighs, lifting up, and then forward, and now the knees come down. With the toes curled under, you can bring your big toes to the center, and reach your tailbone back, and the upper buttocks descending. And you want to energize your arms forward. And don't be in a hurry to sink, to get close to the ground. You want to press down, lift your rib cage, lift your belly, and reach forward best you can. Keep the shoulders nice and wide. Good. And then we'll move through the spine. Chin to chest, roll forward to the spine, rounding. And slowly roll your hips all the way down and exhale. And wiggle the hips. Move your shoulders. Find some fluidity. Place your hands in a very comfortable place. And we're going to do Serpentine Cobra. Inhale as you come up. Roll and loop the shoulders and move the shoulders individually. And roll and move to one side. And roll the chest and move to the other side. And then exhale and come down. I learned this variation of Cobra from one of my first teachers, Shiva Ray. It's a favorite of many people. Okay,
And then coming up, inhaling, you can explore the other side first, and then rolling. And this time you can come onto your knees, you press, set your hands comfortably, curl the toes under, find the distance for downward dog, and go back to downward dog.
Good. And then come forward onto your knees. And we're going to warm up our wrists. And I know we can do plenty of warm-ups, but this one particularly will be important for this class, right? Because we're going to do a lot of work on our wrists. So you want the crease of the wrist to be completely even, right? So fingers facing the knees, and then knees comfortable. You can adjust into a comfortable place and curl the toes under, and slowly shift back to stretch your wrists. You get a nice stretch across the front of the wrist. The heel of the hands can come slightly off. And then inhale, shift forward, pull the belly in round, curl in, chin to chest. And exhale, slowly shift back. Wrist stretch. And inhale forward. And walk your knees forward. You could do it 2 to 5 times. Place the back of the hands on the ground. And you want to extend your arms slowly, carefully, and traction the hands slowly away from one another. It creates a little space in the wrist joints. And then close the hands to a fist. Keep the neck relaxed. It's a lifting action through the belly. Open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. And then turn your fingers facing the knees. And again, a little traction, close, open, close, and then sit back to your heels, shake out the wrists. Okay, so this can be intense, but all good. Shake out the arms, and you're going to stretch your toes back. And as you're sitting on the sitting bones to the heels, this is a good stretch to stretch the connective tissue in the tops of the feet. And you're thinking of the stretch that goes over the knees all the way to the top of the thighs and to the psoas muscle. Good. And then exhale. Curling the toes under, again, the big toes together, sit on your heels. And your heart directly over the hips, so you're neutral. And you can be here for a long time. This is really wonderful for opening up your toes, opening up the connective tissue in the bottoms of the feet. And we'll stretch arms up overhead. Arms are energizing, and you're engaging through the core of the body, through the sides. You're lengthening through the sides and the back of the body. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms up. Keeping the chest lifting, the throat open, and exhale, release. And you can place your fingertips on the ground, reaching back, lift your chest up, shoulders roll back, the head starts to lift, and maybe all the way back. Good. And coming forward. And then as you come forward, now onto your feet to Malasana. Now this is, again, and like in some of the other classes, one of the key poses for this arm balance. So you can see this reoccurring theme. So we'll do this little warm up, shifting side to side. And then as you're warming up, bring your feet closer. And your heels don't have to be on the ground. The idea is just to be in a balanced position, to bring yourself in a balanced place where you can sit comfortably, where you can find a steady pose. Good. And from here, we'll also reach the arms overhead. So this engages the pelvic floor and the belly, and lengthens the muscles of the back and the sides.
And you can reach your arms forward and down. Come onto your fingertips, and again, we can warm up with the fingertips forward. The idea is to get the hips to drop down, the belly to lift, and the spine to extend. You can drop the head. And then bring your hands back and turn your feet parallel. And now their legs are going to want a lot of space. So we'll give them a lot of space by extending fully. Bring your hips directly over your ankles. Feel your arches lifting. Shoulders spreading, the belly rising, breathing in, and then you can slide your hands slowly down the back of the legs, and you can bend your knees as you need. Be nice and slow, soft. And you can a few times just connecting to the lines of energy. Good. And holding the elbows, bending the knees. Lengthening the rib cage over the thighs, moving the head. Good. And dropping the hands, we'll roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Really just take your time. Tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back, rolling shoulders back and down, and exhale. And do that a few times. So the flexibility of the shoulders will be key. The shoulders will elevate, they'll descend. The scapula will elevate, descend, protract, contract, right? And you can move the shoulders individually as well. And also make sure the neck is free in relation to the shoulders. Right. Twist. There's a twisting action. You just feel into the muscles of the spine. Excuse me. Reaching, stretching. You can reach out to the arms. Great. Shake out the wrists again. And we'll also do a nice non-weight-bearing shoulder opener. So standing at the top of the mat, slowly reach your right arm up. And as the arm goes up, turn your pinky side of the hand toward the midline. Reach back, elongate, and it's like a backstroke in swimming. You're reaching actively back. And you may feel, as you start to move the arm back, where it's tight in the shoulders. Usually in the front of the shoulders in this one. And also you'll start to open up the back of the shoulders, so you're actually rotating and opening the entire circumference of the shoulder. Right, the front, the top, and the back. Good. And then from the back to the front, up and across. Very good. Awesome. Okay, let's do a sun salutation. Warm up. Either feet together or apart. Hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands by the sides. The legs energize. Arches are lifting. Inhale, arms sideways and up. Press down into your feet. Heart lifting up. You can look up. Exhale, up, out, and down. Inhale, extend the spine forward. You can walk or jump, your choice. Inhaling up. And exhale back to downward facing. Take a few breaths to settle in. Relax the sides of the neck. The back of the head releases down. Spine stays long. Right leg reaches back. Inhale. And right foot forward, warrior one. The right foot gets closer to the right hand. Left foot goes a little bit to the left, 45 degrees down, knee over ankle. And Vira one. This will be the key standing pose for Bakasana. So we can stay here for a little bit. You can clasp your thumbs overhead. Right? Keep your hips squaring forward and just rise up the back and the sides of the body. But keep the trapezius muscle relaxed, the throat open. And bending into the legs to warm up the legs. Track your right knee directly forward over the ankle. And the left thigh is spinning forward, reaching up. And then turn the palms to face and now look up. And exhale, hands come down, raise back, heel, step back to plank pose. Find your center, pause here. And lower slowly to Chaturanga. Keep your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Inhale, upward dog. Roll the shoulders back and down and lift from your belly to the heart and energize your legs. Breathe in. And exhale back to downward facing dog. And breathe out. Take a moment to catch your breath. Left leg reaches back. Inhale. Left foot forward, closer to left hand. Right foot slightly to the right. Hip squaring forward, warrior one. Left knee goes forward. Your right thigh spinning forward toward the midline, bending the front leg, clasp your thumbs overhead. And you're using that kind of stability to find extension upwards through the midline. Knee over ankle, right thigh spins a little bit forward toward the center. Tailbone drops, belly lifts, heart lifts. And now turn your palms to face each other. Look at the sky. And exhale, swim the arms forward and down, raise the back heel, step back to plank. Okay, clear Chaturanga. Elbows at 90 degrees, chest forward. Upward dog, lifting up. And downward dog.
Good. Slowly reach your right leg back. Open the hip, bend the knee, and we can slowly flip or dog pose the left wild thing, or Parshva. You have the lineup of your left foot and left hand, lifting up and reaching the arms slowly over as you're lifting the left hip, lifting the tailbone and the sacrum into the body. So it's a kind of a side bend and a back bend at the same time. We're going to transition to warrior two. The right hand goes down, the right foot goes down, forward between the hands, back heel goes down, left arm goes up. Vira two. Reaching, reverse, inhaling, reach back, and then exhale forward. Pause here. We have the advantage of taking the moment to get our block. Bring the block to the outside. Foot. Then left arm slowly goes over. Extended angle pose. Rotate the tricep toward the face. Rotate the heart underneath. And then gaze up toward the left hand. Press the back foot. Reach long. And transition right into easy twist. Left hand goes down. The right arm opens to the side. Good. And Skandasana to the left. Exhale, bend the left leg. We'll go to the low version. Just like Malasana on one side. And it's an extension, extend leg in the other. Good. Walking forward to the top of the mat. Make sure the block is out of the way. Take the right leg back. Down dog split. And keep the right leg strong and stable, hips squared. Coming forward to flying plank pose. Right, the belly really is the key here. The right foot is as high as the hip. Belly lifts, Chaturanga, touch your foot down. Inhaling up, dog. Straight arms and root down through the knuckle of the index finger to go up through the midline. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a breath. Good. Yeah, you can bring the block to the left side if it's not there already. Slowly reach your left leg back. Bend your left knee. And you can drop your left foot behind. Parshva, also known as wild thing. Lifting up in the hip. You want to align your right hand, your right foot, and your right hip. The tailbone comes in, you slowly
rotating, extending the left arm. Good. And the left hand goes down, left foot goes forward between the hands. Bring the block behind your left ankle, press the outside edge of the foot, and slowly come to Vira 2. Back leg is strong. Reverse. Inhale. Keep the outside edge of the right foot pressing. Lengthen, rotate, extend back. Exhale, lengthen the left side body. Place the left hand on the block. Press the outside edge of the right foot. Slowly wide rotation of the arm up and over. And you're spinning the tricep, the pinky side of the hand, the tricep side toward the face. Chest rotates underneath. And you extend. Reach, and we'll transition right to easy twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Wide, back leg strong. Skandasana to the right. Exhale. And top of the mat. Hands come down. Left leg goes back. Down dog split. Forward to high plank, flying plank pose. So core integration and touching down, Chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. And exhaling to downward dog. Good. And just come down to your knees. And you can come to child's pose for a moment. And another version of child's pose, you can wrap your arms backwards and try to interlace your fingers at the bottoms of the feet. Very good. And coming up. Okay. So ready for our peak arm balance today. It's called Bakasana crane pose. Right. And we're going to come forward into Malasana. Right. And we've done the warm-up. Should feel pretty nice and loose in the hips. And also try hands free for a moment. Then we're going to do this version, walking your feet in toward the center and reaching your fingertips forward and letting the hips drop. Good. And now slide your hands back along the floor and bring your knees to your upper arms. That's the first stage. It's just connecting and feeling comfortable of getting your knees hugging and fitting into the top of your triceps. And you try to bring your hands back as close as possible. And you start to make a connection of your knees to your upper arms. Okay? Then place your palms flat like plank and also like Chaturanga, keeping the elbows bent, and start to raise your hips forward, getting onto the balls of the feet and comfortable. You might have to readjust so that the knees fit. And start to move your chest forward, and you could do one foot at a time or both feet at the same time. And I'll watch Lily. And coming down. Excellent. A really perfect entry. Now I'll go. So knees comfortable, hands down, sternum forward, and I'll go even slower. 1 foot, if you're not sure, 1 foot at a time. In practice, come down, get set, bring the other foot up. Once you feel comfortable, I'm going to try both. Again, get the hand set, shift forward, press the knees, and bring the feet together. And also you're pulling up through the belly, and you can eventually can also go into a straight arm. Good. And coming down. Amazing. Okay. So we're going to warm up, give the wrists a counter stretch. Remember this one? So just slowly closing and then turning. So one time each should be enough. And then sitting back and shake out at the wrists. Okay. You can stretch your arms sideways and up, opening the palms, and interlace the hands and turn the palms up. And exhale, release. Okay. And another one we can do, get on our feet, is standing on our hands, toes all the way to the wrists. This is Hastasana. Inhale, lengthening, and firm legs, shoulders floating, folding forward. The shoulders stay loose, the sides of the neck stay loose. The head drops and your gaze eventually goes up toward your navel. And think of shifting your hips directly over your feet. Good. And slowly as you extend your spine, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips and stand all the way up. And exhale and shake it out. Okay, so we're going to practice pressing, and I'll assist Lily here. So she can start just with the feet together and her hands to the hips. Like you're in Tadasana, but hands waiting at the hips. And inhaling, breathing in, and exhaling, folding forward. And she places her hands down on the ground, a couple of inches in front of the toes. And then she starts to extend the spine forward. I'll come in and help. And she straightens her arms, just like plank pose. And she reaches her head forward, the spine long. And she raises her heels up, and I place the knees at the top of the shoulders. And that will give her the press action. And she can look at the floor first and elongate. I can give her more space so she can start to balance more on her own. All right. And then she can also drop her head, acting like a wall. And then when she wants to come down, she can look at the floor again. And I hold the hips and I place the knees on the shoulders, and the feet slowly come down between the hands. And she folds forward. And she can hold the elbows and relax. So the press action, it just comes from repetition and practice, right? So you find a comfortable place. Obviously, you want to be able to get the palms flat. And you don't want the shoulders to rotate in. You want the shoulders to rotate down a little bit, right? But you're really extending. You're pressing down. Heels go up. Heels come down. That's the action. Feet are together, right? Heels go up. You press the fingertips down. Heels go down. And eventually, it happens. Right? Not maybe on the first day, and then once you have handstand, you can also try the transition to Chaturanga, which really is a Chaturanga action, is moving the chest forward to come down. So that's our 2 arm balances today. We had Bakasana, we had press handstand. Thanks for joining the class. We'll have more lessons coming up. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot to Lily for joining. And namaste. See you later.